right into the weekend. It won't be a washout. There'll be plenty of dry time, but I'd have that umbrella handy.
Mostly cloudy right now, 81 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Streaming live for the 9 to 5 and every other hour of the day, too. News Talk 830 WCCO. Available free anywhere in the world on the Odyssey app. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DERUSHA. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DERUSHA.
I don't even know where to begin with this news from Mary Moriarty that Laura just shared in the top of the hour news. But in a time where our community is reeling from mass shooting after mass shooting, for gang violence, drug violence, homeless encampments run amok, when you turn to the chief prosecutor of our county, today with bold leadership, she stands up and says, well, we're not going to prosecute cases that come from low-level police stops. Give me a break. What is happening in our community? Is anyone paying attention to what is going on out there and reacting to what is ravaging our streets? Welcome to Drive Time with DERUSHA. It's Jason. 651-461-9226. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it is, to me, it is tone deaf. It is out of touch. It is insulting. When you are the chief prosecutor, the county attorney for this area, today you woke up and said, let's announce this policy. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. On the list of things that I am concerned about in the Twin Cities, considering that Minneapolis already is under a state-ordered settlement, and they're honoring a federal consent decree. So the chief said on this radio station within the last hour that they're not doing low level. And by low level, we're talking about stuff that, look, I for sure have been concerned about these pretext stops where you pull somebody over for a broken taillight or expired tabs. I've been pulled over for expired tabs before. But certainly the data is clear that disproportionately people of color, black people, are pulled over for these sort of low-level stuff. And it is a pretext to find other stuff. You know what? Right now, go find whatever you can find. Would be my view. And they're not even doing this right now. Here's what the police chief said when Chad Hartman asked him about this new policy that Hennepin County is saying, where they're saying, look, if you pull somebody over for a low-level traffic stop and you find something that might be a felony case, we're not prosecuting. Our chief prosecutor, in a time of mass shootings, stands up with courage and talks about what she's not going to prosecute. Here's what the chief said.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Minneapolis has a settlement agreement with the state, and a number of stops, equipment-based stops, are already prohibited here. And I think even before they were prohibited, they did not. They represented a very, very, very small percentage of the few traffic stops that were being made here when I first became chief. So I think it's largely a non-issue for us. But I think it will have an impact on probably every other jurisdiction, every other agency.
They're not talking about dangerous driving. Look, in theory, I even largely agree with this as a policy. City of St. Paul and Ramsey County have had this policy for a while. In 2021, Ramsey County Attorney John Choi said he was largely going to stop doing this. So the reason you stop doing it is then the cops stop pulling people over. So in Ramsey County, they found it worked. Year over year, non-public safety traffic stops decreased by 86%, searches decreasing by 92%. Black drivers were searched 66% less in the year after that policy was implemented. So fine. But now, today, this is what we have to say. This goes to a larger issue, I think, and again, this is what people voted for. And when you vote for someone who wants to come in as an activist, who comes in with a bunch of reforms that they want to institute, instead of saying, you know what, I want to keep our community safe and I want to do it in a fair and equitable way. When priority one is keeping the community safe, you can respond to the world as it presents itself to you. And so if you are an elected official on a day where in Minneapolis, we've got a homeless encampment that is being cleared out because of a mass shooting that happened right in there. We have had mass shootings on Lake Street, where we had the shooting outside Cristo Rey High School. We had the shooting that happened by the light rail station. And how that you say, we got it. We're finally going to make a difference. I just don't get it. 651-461-9226. Texters say, I will never buy tabs again for any of my vehicles because I'll never get a ticket. I mean, I don't think that's the answer, but I certainly understand where you're coming from. Now, on YouTube, Lethal points out something that I think we've seen Democrats try to argue. And I'll say what Lethal said. Your problem, Jason, is you spend way too much time on social media and not enough time living. Crime is way down. Look at a statistic sometime. It will do you good. So I would say that indeed crime is way down. And if you want to try to win an argument about crime by pointing to statistics, good luck. Yes. Crime can be down and you can have a crime problem at the same time. And I think that is where the left and Democrats have lost. They've lost normal people. I'm trying to react to this as a normal person who says we had 2 mass shootings at 2 different homeless encampments, 13 people wounded, 5 of them are critical injuries. In the past 3 weeks, we have had 5 mass shootings in the city of Minneapolis. And if you're an elected official and your response today doesn't deal with that in a significant way, to me, you're failing. Agree, disagree, want to weigh in? 651-461-9226. Lots of texts. We'll share your reaction when we come back.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
This month, if you have eczema, Tureen Dermatology wants to help you out. It's Jason here from my favorite dermatologist. My dermatologist, my family goes to Dr. Mohiba Tareen. My wife, my teenagers, my in-laws, both my mother and father-in-law, and my sister-in-law, everybody goes to Tareen. Why? I hope it's because I tell them they should go to Tareen, but it's because they're the best. Dr. Mohiba Tareen is an absolutely incredible leader, innovator, and there are more than 25 board-certified providers who work for Tareen Dermatology. Now, eczema, if any of you guys have dealt with eczema, it is painful. It's a chronic skin condition. You get that itchy, inflamed, that red skin. But you don't have to suffer with it. And if you visit Dr. Mohiba Tareen and Tareen Dermatology, they will provide you with all sorts of options to ease the pain. You can book an appointment online. You can do that at Tareen, Tareen, dermatology.com. So very easy to go online, request an appointment. They have 9 locations: Roseville, Faribault, Maplewood, Monticello, Hudson, Farmington, Lakeville, Lindstrom, Eagan. Yeah. Reach out to Tareen, Tareen, tareendermatology.com.
I'm Karen Heinz with Baird Private Wealth Management. At Baird, investing and financial planning are just part of the solution. Just as important is our personal commitment to your success. Meeting with you, answering your questions, working with your tax and legal advisors, so you can see your complete financial picture come together. Focused on you, no matter what. That's how Baird's been doing business for more than 100 years. Discover the Baird difference. Visit BairdTwinCities.com.
If you're planning on selling your home soon, you need to be in the know on the changes to the real estate market and our economy so that you can sell it for the most money possible. Hi, it's Benita. With interest rate fluctuation, talks of a recession, you want to be fully informed. If you're thinking of selling your home, my good friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty, along with Paul Douglas, will be hosting another free 45-minute online seminar. Learn the 5 mistakes most homeowners make when trying to sell, how to properly market a home in a balancing market, and 5 things you can do right now to make the most money. 4 webinar times: Tuesday, October 7th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., Thursday, the 9th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up today by going to thejohnschustergroup.com. Click the banner at the top of the page marked Home Seller Forward.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor, call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Terry, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA.
It's just garbage every day. It's doing us serious damage.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
So a fair question from a texter who describes themselves as a normal independent, often voting Democrat. Jason, you have lots of sponsors. If one person complains about you to Tareen, should she cut ties, or do you look at the macro evidence? Yes, all crime is bad. It's a great, it's a valid point. I say it's a great point. It's a good point. Look, I believe that a county attorney or any elected official should look at macro evidence. You should look at statistics. You should. I also think people on the right have a responsibility to not play the hits and act like crime is running amok in Minneapolis just because they're reacting to what crime was like in 2022. So everybody has a responsibility to be an honest actor when engaging on this stuff. I do think it is fair to say in Minneapolis, crime has been down. Violent crime has been down. It's trending in the right direction. Are we back to where we were in 2019? Well, we had a good stretch, didn't we? We had a very good stretch where homicides were low. And we've had a bad, terrible, tragic 3 weeks. 5 mass shootings. It's not okay. And certainly the Annunciation Catholic school shooting that left 2 dead, 21 injured. But start doing the math on the number of shooting victims that we have here. And to me, like, it's just not acceptable. And I would like to see our elected officials, especially the chief prosecutor, talk today about how we're going to hold people responsible for their actions. When you choose to come out today and say, here's our new policy about low-level prosecutions, for me, it's hard not to just see, here's the prosecutor once again telling us what she's not going to prosecute. And I think a lot of the quality reform ideas, I've said before that Mary Moriarty deserves a lot of credit for being about the only elected official that I can tell that it's come up with actionable ideas to try to prevent car thefts from juveniles from happening. Other people's ideas, lock up the kids. She has been, I think, working on the front end to try to keep people from causing problems. So I appreciate that. That said, in this moment, is this what we want? Is this leadership? Is this responsive as to what's going on? No, it's not. You can look at the macro and you can respond to what is happening now. A lot of people voted for her because she was the DFL endorsed candidate, says a 612er. And they don't know much about the county attorney candidates, so they just go with the endorsement. I'm not sure. I really do think that, I mean, we'll get a better sense next election what people decide to vote for, right? I do think there was pretty widespread support for the idea of really radically taking a look at the way we prosecute crime through a social justice lens. So I don't think that people didn't know what they were getting. To me, it was a pretty clear difference with the two candidates, right? You had a judge in Martha Dimmick, and you had a public defender. I guess I would say, generally speaking, when you elect a public defender to be the chief prosecutor, this is what you get. And maybe this is what people want. I don't know. I don't. Texters, it's fine to make this a policy, but when you announce it like this, people treat it like a get out of jail free card. I don't know. I mean, most of these low-level things are stuff like I don't think people are purposefully or willfully like, oh, I'm not going to fix my taillight. And announcing that you're going to prosecute for that. Like, it's not about the prosecution, it's about the pullover. So the point is not to prosecute for the tabs. The point is to have a reason to stop you. Now, the chief just said they don't do it in Minneapolis anymore because of the consent decree. So then that, even on top of it, makes me say, do we have a problem with police officers in Crystal and Plymouth I mean, what are we really talking about? And in the interview that Mary Moriarty did with the Star Tribune, she was citing data from 2017, a report from 2017 that talked about Minneapolis Police Department stops. That most of those stops don't really lead to drug charges or gun charges. Well, I mean, I appreciate data from 8 years old, but like that is not, once again, like, all right, good. If you're teaching a college class on the right way to prosecute people, this is a great one.
And Lord knows nothing's really changed in the last 8 years. So that data, I'm sure, would be very relevant to right here and right now.
Well, especially when, and we're going to talk about Philando Castile and Dante Wright. And you're like, great. Once again, if you are running a debate class talking about the best way to run the county attorney's office and prosecute people, fine. But I don't want that. To a certain degree, when you're elected official, even as a prosecutor, even as the county attorney, part of what I expect from you is to be responsive to what is going on in the world right now. And right now, it's not good, man. It's not good. I've been certainly one speaking up saying that Minneapolis is safe, that we are trending in the right direction. It's not perfect. Crime exists, but we are moving in the right direction. I've been very forceful on that. When you have 5 mass shootings in 3 weeks, it requires a different kind of urgency. And smart people can pivot from without abandoning their beliefs and without abandoning their morality. I still believe that this city is safe. But I believe we have a problem right now that needs urgent response. And this ain't it. It's 3:30. We're going to break. When we come back, should you speak ill of the dead? It's become an issue after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but it goes deeper than that. We've seen this debate playing out. There's new polling data out talking about whether or not we are okay with other people bringing up some of the bad stuff about people who are killed. We'll talk about that and a bunch of other stuff with Tracy Perlman when she joins us next.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Chris Lindahl told us the other day that he was hopeful that there would be a Fed rate cut and that would help to get a few more people unstuck in the housing market. It's Jason here for my friend Chris Lindahl. A lot of people are stuck. Waiting for interest rates to go down, waiting for housing prices to go down. But you might be in a circumstance where you don't have time to wait. If you need to sell your house and want to make sure you sell it before winter arrives, there's only one way to go, and that is Chris Lindahl. When Alyssa and I work with Chris, we saw firsthand why he's number one. The Guaranteed Cash Offer program has really been booming. And part of the reason for that is because people want to just move on with their life. Before you list, call Chris. The Guaranteed Cash Offer program, it is booming because you get it. You've seen this kind of economy before, right? We've all seen it. We know what it means when houses stay on the market and go through price cut after price cut. And we know that when things get cold outside, the housing market can go cold too. Guaranteed Cash Offer gives you certainty. You don't have to do a thing. Just go to the website or make the call. ChrisLindahl.com. The phone number is 763-401-SOLD. Get your Guaranteed Cash Offer today. Terms and conditions may apply.
Call in.
What got me to call in was
Make your point.
the media was in bed with all of them. I don't know who to believe.
Not acceptable.
Be heard.
I don't think it really matters. I think that this is just a talking point.
You're totally off.
You got a take.
Maybe you should educate your citizens.
Yeah, I honestly did not see that one coming.
Heck no.
Don't just listen. Come on, jump in.
I don't want to sound really stupid.
That's my job.
Your voice matters here. News Talk 830 WCCO.
A dry winter can cause cracked, itchy skin and sore throats. Getting a whole home humidifier from Metro Heating and Cooling can help you get in the comfort zone on price and performance. Visit metroheating.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contract. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Yeah, Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling?
If I mute?
I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have.
If I talk this way, I'm not going to be able to
You
hear
don't
you.
have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and
Because I
install a
normally
Leaf Filter,
hear you through my
America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Working at West 94 beyond 101 up in Rogers off to the right side. Traffic is slow past County Road 81. If you're traveling north 169, got your slowdowns in place there. Rockford Road heading up to 610. 10 westbound jamming up E-Grade over to Hanson. Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that perfectly cooks your food. Chef IQ Probe is inserted into your food and connects to the Chef IQ app to ensure you never under or overcook your food. It's that simple. Order now on chefiq.com with code word WCCO for 15% off. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
It is toasty out there, and we are keeping an eye for storms coming through. Here is Chris Schaefer.
We'll have rounds of scattered showers right into the weekend. You might hear a rumble of thunder here and there as well. 68 tonight, more showers tomorrow with a high of 79. Only a high of 73 on Friday. That's average this time of year. We'll stay in the 70s this weekend with more showers possible. There'll be plenty of dry time to get out and enjoy as well.
Right now, looking at the live radar, it is fine here in the metro, but it is coming down in the St. Cloud, Monticello, Zimmerman area. Sauk Center getting wet as well. So we've got rain kind of coming down 94, and then some stuff coming up from the south as well. The Iowa-Minnesota border is home for a lot of activity. We'll see as that moves its way to the north. Right now in downtown St. Paul, it's 81 on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
He's such a bright spot, isn't it? It's just like, seems like every day, really high marks.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, we're having a little problems with our phone lines. So we're going to give this a shot and see if it works. Tracy Perlman is with us. Tracy, can you hear me?
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
That sounds just fine. That sounds
Perfect.
just fine.
I'm calling in from St. Paul.
Our online audience may not be able to hear you, unfortunately. Our streamers, they're just going to hear me.
See me. So let's blessings to everybody.
What a gift, really. If you're on YouTube, you get a full. Woo. Well, if I click it right now, I got.
That's okay.
Dan.
You know what? I would rather see Dan.
There, he's gone.
Hello.
What people may or may not know is that this video feed that we do on YouTube, WCCO Radio or YouTube.com/WCCO Radio, I have like a little control panel, and I'm doing all this.
Ooh.
Oh, so there's Tracy, and then she's gone. So
yes.
There you go.
I like when you pull up your commercial spot, so there's pictures that go along with it.
That hard to believe that those guys don't get charged for that. That's just free service.
Jason, sacrificing yourself for us.
When I was a kid, my mom, like every mom I think of that era, would say, "You don't speak ill of the dead." It just was. Did your mother ever tell you this?
Not Lisa. She's defaming people left and right.
I've met your mother. I'm not surprised at all.
Right?
Right. So this has become something that we see after every kind of major figure ends up dead. I don't know if this is a real life thing or a social media thing, but people feel obligated to say like, well, Tracy Perlman didn't deserve to die, but you do know that like she was really mean. And once she did this to me and one time she wrote this thing. And so people feel like because other folks are mourning someone or lionizing them, perhaps like.
Yeah, I think it's more the idolizing, right? Like we're only going to share the good things. We're only highlighting the good things. And then the others are like, but they killed kittens, right?
Right. Yeah. It's so there was a new poll that came out talking about this from David Montgomery shared this on social media. He works for YouGov, and David was a longtime journalist here in the Twin Cities. And I just thought this was quite fascinating. What he reported is this question: is it acceptable or unacceptable to criticize living public figures? I mean, Tracy, you're in favor of criticizing the living, right?
All in, especially if I'm on their radio show once a week.
I think for sure criticizing me, fair game.
Totally fair game. But you know what? I'll take it. If I'm going to dish it, I'm going to take it myself. But I do think people have no problem punching up, right? Yeah. So if there's a public figure, they're going to swing at them if they're on a pedestal. I look at Taylor Swift. She can't do anything right without people criticizing her. She got engaged. Something's wrong with it, So I think public figures are completely fair game.
For sure. I totally agree. Now, when someone dies, regular people, their tolerance for criticizing the dead goes down, right? So I saw that when Jimmy Carter died, there were people who were like, he is the worst president of all time.
No, we mustn't speak ill of Jimmy Carter.
I think you can speak ill of Jimmy Carter, but I feel like you don't need to do it like in the moments after news breaks that he's dead.
Like, give it a moment.
This is sort of my view of people's reaction towards Charlie Kirk, where you say like, well, he said all these terrible things. Like, okay, like he was just gunned down speaking in front of a crowd of college students. Like, could you like maybe give it a beat before you go in with the like, here's this quote, here's that quote. Like, there are a whole generation of people who are living their lives largely in podcast and online. Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that you can mine. And I don't want to be judged by whether it's in context or out of context. I guess I just don't want to be judged. I think it's rude and it's stupid on top of it.
What about, Yes, I do think there is like a moment, like you just kind of have to like give it a minute. But what I find interesting is if you died of natural causes versus if you were killed.
Yes.
Like
yes.
if you were murdered, we should really wait and not say anything about you.
So here are the
but
data.
if you just died, like Robert Redford.
Died. Robert Redford, a good example.
Natural causes, right?
Complete jerk.
Yeah, right.
Just, I mean, the worst.
Okay.
And his
so
salad.
Then it's fair game to criticize.
That salad dressing was
but
abysmal.
What about somebody like Charles
Newman.
Manson?
A different guy. Charles Manson, yeah.
Okay, like we all know, not a great guy, right? It's like universally not a great guy. We can all agree with that.
I think that's fair.
Can we just like go on the record and let it rip when we announce that he died? Not a great guy? Or do we need to give it a minute?
Is it necessary? Like we know. Why do people feel like we've appointed every human being in the world is the official obituary writer, and you need to be Judge Judy on someone's life? I just don't understand. Well, I
don't look at me. Don't you throw that stone this way.
Me
in my glass house.
The number of people who say it's acceptable to criticize a public figure who's been dead for some time is 52%. So if you've got like a Mikhail Gorbachev take or
Princess Diana,
John F. Kennedy, go for it. You could let that rip.
Some time, like a year, 6 months. When is open season on the dead people?
Yeah, it's fair. Public figure who just died of natural causes, 42% say that's acceptable. And a public figure who is just killed, 35% say that's acceptable. So now you wonder, like, all right, you 35% of the people who say it's okay to criticize a public figure who was just killed.
But is it truly criticism if you're like looking at their record?
Yes.
Because sometimes people make bad decisions that they didn't intend to be a bad decision. Sometimes the economy, falls when you're president, right? Herbert Hoover. Right. Do we need to, the minute he died, people were like, remember the Depression? Like that happened. So like, do we not bring that up then?
People didn't used to be this way. They didn't used to be this way. They would just suck it up. Like, oh no, Herbert Hoover's dead. What a shame. Like, why do people feel like the world needs their like Siskel and Ebert thumbs up and thumbs down on someone's existence?
Because of Hoovervilles. Do I know too much about Herbert Hoover? Is this
you feel a little obsessed?
Yeah. I was in the play Annie once, so I feel like I know a lot about Herbert Hoover.
The survey found that liberals are more likely than conservative. Now, obviously, you got to repeat this poll when like a liberal is killed, right? Because obviously right now, I think people, when you're asked, is it okay to criticize a public figure who was just killed? I think a lot of people are answering that question. And is it okay to criticize Charlie Kirk?
Correct. I 100% agree with you. I think this is a really interesting question, though.
Yeah, me too. Like, I don't know. I just think that regular people do not, it's okay to just say, holy crap, like this is awful. This guy should not have been gunned down. And then call it a day, like go take a walk. Like no one needed like, what a piece of garbage. It's just like, I find it distasteful, not to sound like an old man, like don't speak ill of the dead, but like, at least don't speak ill of the dead. Like, I don't know, give people 5 days.
Okay.
How many days should you wait?
Giving people space to mourn and to have their feelings. It's also okay to share your feelings. By immediately criticizing, I think you're kind of telling somebody you shouldn't be sad about this person. And it's like, well, regardless of your political feelings, he was a father, right? He was a husband. He was a businessman. But on the same side, they're kids. It could be a mother. It could be a teacher. It doesn't matter. people are going to be sad about losing someone.
Yeah, I think I just think it's a really interesting question, and it's sort of a sign of the times, the way that people react in these things differently. Texters, lots of response. It's a sign of weak character to attack someone that can't defend themselves. On the other side, Jason, we should speak the truth about the dead, good, bad, or in between. Can't we just be honest? I guess my question would be, to what end? What is the point of that?
Or what is the truth, though? Because if you're basing it just off of political values or perception, that's a character trait, right? It's not a Jason stole, or whoever, stole a bunch of money, embezzled from this company, and then the company went under and 100 people were out of a job. That's different than, he was once rude to a server and didn't tip well. I mean, that's
for sure. Totally. Very valid. Good stuff. Good conversation. Thanks for all the text too. Let's break. When we come back, some nonsense. We've got some nonsense. I know you're ready for the nonsense. Olive Garden. More sort of death talk. The woman who became famous for her review of the Olive Garden, Tracy's take on the OG when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
So I was just talking to a friend today about J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina. Premium menswear from just awesome people. It's Jason here for J.H. and Sons. If you go to their website right now, you'll get a little pop-up to join their mailing list. It's J.H. and Sons, and you're going to want to do that. I believe I'm going to be walking in a fashion show that's a fundraiser for the University of Minnesota Children's Hospital with J.H. and Sons menswear. I want you, before you go back to the office, or maybe you've started going back to the office and already you feel like, like I would really like to up my fashion game, get to J.H. and Sons. They will take care of you. Right now, on my Instagram page, I've got 5 pieces that you should have in your wardrobe, and 5 ideas from my friend Kevin at J.H. and Sons. And that's the difference. When you go to J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina, you're going to get incredible service. You're going to get advice. You're going to get the latest fashions, the best fabrics, the best colors, but you're also going to get advice. And that's what I need. I need help. Most guys, we need help. Everybody knows I need help. Reach out to Kevin or Bryce or any of the great people at J.H. and Sons. Go see him at the Galleria in Edina and tell him you heard about it on Drive Time.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals, the end of animal cruelty.
If you're planning on selling your home soon, you need to be in the know on the changes to the real estate market and our economy so that you can sell it for the most money possible. Hi, it's Vanita. With interest rate fluctuation, talks of a recession, you want to be fully informed. If you're thinking of selling your home, my good friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty, along with Paul Douglas, will be hosting another free 45-minute online seminar. Learn the 5 mistakes most homeowners make when trying to sell, how to properly market a home in a balancing market, and 5 things you can do right now to make the most money. 4 webinar times, Tuesday, October 7th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., Thursday, the 9th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up today by going to thejohnschustergroup.com. Click the banner at the top of the page marked Home Seller 4.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
Billshappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. It can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to billshappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow as you travel Highway 10 westbound coming up from Egret, heading out toward Hanson Boulevard. 94 westbound near 241. Had a crash off to the right side. It's been cleared out of the way. It's still some slowing those. You come out of Rogers past 101. Traveling 494 eastbound. Got your slowdowns in place there. West Bush Lake Road to 35W. South 35 east slows as moved between Wheelock Parkway down to, actually, all the way down to Highway 13. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Weather brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan. Tonight, we're watching for those scattered showers that are rolling in the St. Cloud area right now and coming from the south as well. Low of 68. Tomorrow, more scattered showers possible. High of around 80. Right now, it is 82 on CCO.
Broadcasting from the dailyagenda.com studios. This is News Talk 830 WCCO. Where do Minnesota insiders get their news in an informed way, analysis, and perspective that'll make you smarter at the water cooler? TheDailyAgenda.com.
Love our weekly visits with Tracy Perlman. You can support Tracy by buying tickets to events at Grand Casino Arena. That is her day job. She is coming to us from Grand Casino Arena right now. Olive Garden. Yeah. You're lighting up. Just
I am.
You are an Olive Garden. You're an Olive Garden fan.
I am a very big fan of Olive Garden. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being sarcastic. I love Olive Garden, and people who know me know I love Olive Garden so much that for my 40th birthday last November, the sports department at WCCO bought me a $100 gift card to the Olive Garden for my birthday. Because when you're there, you're family, and they were my family till I got my new job.
Marilyn Haggerty is at North Dakota newspaper columnist. And I remember living in a small town like she did. And I remember back in the day doing like a live report for our newscast about Old Navy coming to town. Oh. So I understand writing a review about the Olive. I like the Olive Garden too. I do.
Yeah.
The service is good. The food is good.
Yep.
What's your
Chicken
order?
Alfredo, warm and comforting on a cold day.
Maybe
those breadsticks.
Is that where I should go with Alyssa for our 28th wedding anniversary this
How about
weekend?
the people who go there to take their engagement photos? Because it looks like you're in Tuscany.
Thanks, Tracy. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
CBS News is next.
Get your kicks now. You don't
New
need
month,
the money.
new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So better sleep and some yummy new flavors. Great grape, green apple, snooze, and mellow mango in the nighttime blend. And of course, everybody loves the peaceful pineapple. that still exists in those sleep night gummies. Better sleep is the way to a better you. Mini Leaf can make that happen. I give these out to friends all the time. I recommend them for anybody who's having sleep troubles. You guys know they help me get off my Ambien. Really, these gummies helped me get off a pharmaceutical. I hope they will do wonders for you. Here's how you get them. Minileaf.com. MINNELEAF.com.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034. Or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Hear, think, understand, repeat. Your information station is News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Fed lowered a key interest rate by a quarter point today. Analyst Dean Baker of Jerome Powell's thinking.
What he's looking at is, on the one hand, the clear evidence of inflation. Inflation is accelerating moderately. The main factor here is, of course, the tariffs, probably also deportations pushing up farm prices in many items. But the other thing that he's looking at is the weakness of the labor market.
It was the first cut this year. The Fed indicated 2 more cuts could be coming. Fired CDC Director Susan Menares was on Capitol Hill today explaining things to lawmakers.
It lasted 29 days. Since my removal, several explanations have been offered. That I told the secretary I would resign, that I was not aligned with the administration priorities, or that I was untrustworthy. None of those reflect what actually happened.
She said she was ordered by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy to resign if she didn't sign off on new vaccine recommendations that are expected to be released later this week. FBI Director Kash Patel was also back on the Hill for a second day. Senator Pramila Jayapal questioned him about the Epstein files.
Are these women credible? It's a yes or no answer.
I have answered the question.
Well, what is the answer?
I'm telling you, I'm the only FBI director that has welcomed new information in this case. This administration is the only one that has welcomed any new information in this case.
Is there a yes or no?
Present new credible information. Present new information.
Are the victims credible or not?
Patel argues he can't release more of the files because of court opinions. There has been a lot of accusation about who's behind political violence since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Scott McFarland reports.
A 2024 report funded by the National Institutes of Justice, part of the U.S. Department of Justice, said the number of far-right attacks continues to outpace all other types of terrorism. But that report has recently been removed from the Department of Justice website. Democrats at a U.S. House committee showed the change in an exhibit released at a hearing today, but the department is not commenting.
The European Union's announced its toughest plan yet to pressure Israel to end the war in Gaza. Tariffs could be increased on Israeli goods, that according to the EU's foreign policy chief.
The aim is not to punish Israel. The aim is to improve the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
The 27-nation EU has been split over the war, and it's unclear whether a majority will agree to the new measures. On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit progressive.com today.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour, let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 83 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes.
Greedy people and businesses have learned how to exploit our programs.
The Minnesota House Fraud Prevention Committee once again calling for some answers from the State Department of Human Services, this time involving a now terminated Medicaid-funded program that helped elderly and disabled residents find housing. It follows a Care 11 investigation that found the department ignored multiple and wide-ranging yesterday. The committee hearing coincided with a new executive order from Governor Tim Walz directing state agencies to strengthen their fraud-fighting efforts. It's chaired by Republican State Representative Kristen Robbins, who is challenging Walz in next year's election. A bumpy start to today's meeting of the Bipartisan Gun Violence Prevention Working Group, going over proposals ahead of a potential special legislative session to address gun violence. Republican Senator Eric Lucero and committee co-chair DFL Senator Ron Latz discussing a proposal to ban binary triggers.
I won't support anything unless I see it in writing before me.
All right, well then, Senator Lucero, I don't know why you're here, because the whole point of this working group was to not look at specific language, but rather to talk about concepts and proposals, ideas to try to move forward. If there were a legislative session and you were asked to put up a green vote or a red vote, then you can look at the language and decide if you support it.
The Hennepin County Attorney's Office will no longer prosecute cases from low-level or pretextual traffic stops. Valerie Castile is the mother of Philando Castile, who was killed during a 2016 stop for a broken taillight.
Creating a policy to address pretextual stops is a huge thing, because as a mother, we have to hold our breaths every time our kids go out the door, knowing that they're getting into a vehicle and driving and not knowing if they'll make it home.
County Attorney Mary Moriarty says she believes the policy will make residents safer and allow police to be more successful in catching dangerous drivers. A senior prosecutor in the Ramsey County Attorney's Office is announcing he'll run for outgoing Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty's seat.
Prior to becoming a lawyer, I served as a deputy sheriff and a police officer. I'm also an immigrant and a refugee who was raised by a single mother of 3. I know what it's like to come from humble beginnings.
Hao Nguyen says he's endorsed by Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, Hennepin County Sheriff Dewana Witt, and Ramsey County Attorney John Choi. He is the second candidate to jump into the race following New Hope State Representative Cedric Frazier's announcement earlier this summer. Current County Attorney Mary Moriarty not running for re-election.
And you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, or the times they are a-changing.
Native son Bob Dylan will indeed perform at Farm Aid in Minneapolis on Saturday. He will join a star-studded lineup that includes founder Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, and others at Huntington Bank Stadium. WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
It's on 494 westbound, Pilot Knob Road as you head toward the Minnesota River Bridge, where an accident's been cleared out of the way. But again, things remain tight as you head out to Cedar Avenue. Crosstown westbound, seeing slowdowns move in from Hiawatha to 35W. South 35W, that's still out of downtown Minneapolis. And got your slowdowns in place as you travel Highway 36 eastbound, Cleveland Avenue over to Lexington. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
mNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mNEXSpike.com. That's mNEXSPIKE.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Moderna. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Let the rounds of rain begin. We'll have scattered showers possible. You might hear a rumble or two of thunder here and there. 68 the overnight low tonight. We will be cooling as well. Showers possible again tomorrow with a high of 79, a high of 73 on Friday with more showers. That rain chance will continue right into the weekend. It won't be a washout. There'll be plenty of dry time, but I'd have that umbrella handy.
Mostly cloudy right now, 83 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
What's happening now? What's coming next? Stay here for the very latest. When you need to know, it's News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
I was just asking Laura, you heard in the news, Laura talking about Farm Aid and the festival, September 20th. Feels like there hasn't been a lot of hype for it, doesn't it?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't think I've seen any TV commercials for it. I saw a social media ad for it the other day. I've seen a few articles in the newspaper, but obviously, most of those were surrounding the union strike at the U of M campus.
Right.
But I mean, in terms of just straight advertising, not much. No.
I mean, is it just like it's fine? Like it's all sold out? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm clicking through the website now. I think it's very interesting. Like now, do we believe this or not? If you go to the Farm Aid website and you click on the buy tickets and you buy it through like some U of M Gopher Sports, you click on it and it says not many left. So maybe there are not.
Which means there
are many left.
Well, at least there's a fair amount.
There's many left. Oh my gosh.
You don't say there's not many left unless you're trying to drive people to get tickets right now.
There's plenty of green. So that's sort of how, there are many. Like maybe advertise the thing a little bit. I don't know, like on the map, and you can get in. I think these tickets are pretty reasonable, right? Like this is a day-long festival. Now, if you're on the floor seating is $250. Which I assume this is all in, right? So like these are pretty good seats.
Yeah, just it. If that floor is $250 and you look at the lineup,
that's all in. That's with all the fees. $250 is pretty good.
That's not bad at all, given what you're seeing.
I mean, this is to a certain degree. I blame them, right? I blame the festival for not promoting it better. And these are not like, this is not even SeatGeek. This is like, I think this is venue tickets. I don't know. I'm looking at this right now. It's got to be venue tickets because if you were a reseller, you would be hoping to get more than $250, right?
Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews, Neil Young.
Why is there no buzz for this?
Just today, now they're announcing Bob Dylan.
Is it because it's all old guys?
I don't know.
It's not exactly like if you're in the concert going age, like the real vibe right now.
Define that.
Oasis seems to be the hot concert in the Gen X set. Like when I think of who would go to Farm Aid, I'm thinking 35 plus.
Sure. I mean, it's certainly of our era. John Mellencamp was huge in our era.
Yeah. Oh, I don't understand it, is all I'm saying. Maybe you have an explanation.
Are you interested in going?
I'm free on Saturday, as it turns out.
There you go. Buy a couple of tickets. Let's go.
I mean, to see Bob Dylan would be pretty cool.
It wouldn't be bad.
I mean, the lineup is good.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a little like, it's Willie Nelson, Neil Young, little folk heavy, Dave Matthews. That's college.
Right?
I don't know. There's just it. I wonder if it's because like It's going to be live on CNN. Some of it is going to be live on the air. I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like they haven't advertised it. Is this going to, like, all of a sudden there's going to be a run on advertisements for this in the last minute? Like,
I mean, if there's that many tickets left, they might think about it.
Texter says we paid $100 general admission for Willie Dillon and John Mellencamp last summer at Somerset Amphitheater. Maybe that's it too. Another texter says it's a cult following. Went for my first one 10 years ago. I don't know. Like maybe it's like, do people not feel the urgency about like raising money for farmers right now? I don't know. Fighting for the farmers. The idea was to raise awareness about the loss of family farms when they started this thing out. Over the years, they've raised more than $85 million. So Farm Aid itself is a nonprofit. I don't know. I guess I just don't know. Seems like maybe buy an ad would be a good idea. I'd love.
Oh, I was wondering why this was bugging you so much, and now I just realized you're looking for them to buy advertising time on Drive Time with DERUSHA. That totally makes sense now.
Texter says, I would love to see the lineup for Farm Aid. Great music, but I'm afraid it's too politicized. Too many things will be said to make it distasteful politically. That is interesting. Boy, that texter may be onto something. I think that's a great question. For a long time in this country, if you are conservative, you accepted that if you were going to take part in culture, you were going to hear music from artists whose views differed from yours, right? I think it's very easy for liberals to say, I don't want to go to a concert of somebody who's a Trump supporter. Because, like, who are you giving up on, right? Like, it's a couple of country stars. But if you're conservative, for a long time, and former Governor Tim Pawlenty has talked about this. Like, Pawlenty is the big Springsteen fan, right? And so you just sort of suck it up. Do you care about the politics of the artist that you're going to see? 651-461-9226, because this texter may be onto something. This idea that in this environment today, in Farm Aid is inherently a political thing, right? But it's about supporting family farmers. I feel like, to me, it is political, but it is also nonpartisan. Does that make sense? Like, there are Republicans and Democrats who can come together on these sorts of issues to preserve the idea of the family farm.
The central issue is nonpartisan, but
it's also political.
But you look at the lineup, and there's going to be other political speech going on beyond.
Yeah. So do you want to go to a concert and hear a bunch of Trump bashing?
Right.
Now, I think for most of history, Republicans just sort of, you sucked it up because otherwise you don't have a lot of movies to go to. You know what I mean? Jason, great show as always. Is to Farm Aid. Wait, let's focus on that for a minute. Did you hear that, Dan? Great show as always. As to Farm Aid, sounds like a great gig, but funny enough, maybe everybody is heading downtown for the Twins doubleheader with the Guardians of Cleveland.
I mean, you can't rule it out.
The only thing I've seen about Farm Aid, says another texter, is the U of M strike that was potentially going to prevent it from happening. Yeah. Now, another texter says, been to 3 Farm Aids. It isn't very political. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that makes sense as a reason that there would be not a ton of buzz about it. Maybe it's just like we're more last minute about our planning and our events. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about for a week. The fact that when CNN announced that they were going to broadcast it, you're like, hey, Farm Aid, that's a pretty big stinking deal. I think it's going to be sort of embarrassing for us if the Huntington Bank Stadium is only 2/3 full, right? I think it's a little interesting. We'll break. When we come back, I want to talk about being a backup. Being a backup. This, for Vikings fans, this week is a backup week, right? I have been the backup before. Do you like being the second choice? 651-461-9226. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason here with a message about your skin. The sun has been out. We've been feeling like we're in summer all over again. And Terrene Dermatology wants you to come in and get that full body skin checkup. I do it every year. I was just talking about this with my dad because my dad has a bunch of spots all over his neck, especially at his face, where he's had cancerous growths removed. And the reality is skin cancer for those of us in the upper Midwest is a major concern. It just is. Spending time in the sun, we love it. Our skin tone tends to be on the paler side, and that is a risk factor. Now, no matter what your skin color is, you are at risk for skin cancer, and Terrene Dermatology wants to give you that full body skin checkup because then you get a baseline. And so year over year, you can see if certain marks change shape, change color, and that is a warning sign. Trust the experts. I go to Terrene Dermatology. You are going to love Dr. Mohiba Terrene. She is amazing. Her team is incredible. 25 board-certified providers at 9 locations in every corner of the metro, including Lakeville, including Eagan, and including Hudson. You can get in within 3 weeks. I've talked to a lot of CCO listeners who've got an appointment within 1 week. Reach out. Terrene is Tareen, dermatology.com.
Storm season is here. That means nature's fury will cause damage to your roof. When it does, that's when you call Brian Job of Job Brothers Construction. Because they're local, they offer same-day, Twin City-wide emergency service. Job Brothers Construction will repair or replace your roof from nature's wrath. They'll also work with your insurance company to ensure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Brian and his team truly take the hassle out of a terrible situation. Working with Brian and his crew will give you peace of mind because it was done right. Just contact Job Brothers Construction for a no-obligation, free, and full inspection. Contact them online at jobbrothersconstruction.com. That's J-O-B-E, Job Brothers Construction, handling all your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs. They'll even repair your roof from fallen trees. Job Brothers Construction. They get the job done right.
At Tax Relief Advocates, we get it. Thinking about back taxes to the IRS can be very unsettling. Don't lose hope. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, TRA is resolving taxpayers' delinquent tax problems nationwide once and for all. We could significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you haven't filed your taxes in years or are already facing collections, we can help. We aren't just some run-of-the-mill tax service company. We specialize in helping individuals and businesses with $10,000, $50,000, or even $500,000 in back taxes get speedy resolution. And in many cases, only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. The IRS isn't going anywhere, and neither is your tax problem. To see what tax relief you qualify for, visit TRA.com or call 800-335-8578. 800-335-8578. Again, that's 800-335-8578. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
backup week. It's the position in sports, especially the backup quarterback, that fans, we love a backup, we hate a backup. Carson Wentz gets his shot against the Bengals this Sunday. Now, it just got me thinking about being a backup, right? Because in life, there have been plenty of times in my career where I was the second, third, fourth, 10th, 20th choice for certain jobs. Over at Channel 4, when I anchored the 9 a.m. show mid-morning, and I launched that show, I was not the first choice for that show. Someone else was. Someone else was offered that show, and they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't come to terms. They couldn't figure out the working arrangement. That person left Channel 4, and one day I get called in, knowing that like all of this had gone on, and get told that I am doing this show. A former weekend co-anchor, not co-anchor, but a former weekend anchor. I always thought about this example. So I think about this with the Carson Wentz example. I'm sure plenty of you guys have been in that situation where you're not the first choice. Most of us are not the first choice for anything. So her name was Terry Gruca. We should have called Terry Gruca. I'm sure Terry Gruca, in her wildest imagination, would never have thought that here, 22 years after she told me this, I'd still be thinking about it. But my first couple of months at Channel 4, they were parading through all of these women news anchors, trying them out for the weekend anchor opening. And it had been a process that was going on for a year, I found out. And finally, they gave the job to Terry. And I loved Terry. I thought she was awesome. And so one day I asked her, I'm like, and do you ever feel weird that like they brought in at least 30 other people like auditioning for this job, that you were like the 30th choice? And she says to me, who cares? She's like, I was the choice. And I think that's sort of interesting, right? Because people were asking me that same question when I took over mid-morning, like, oh, aren't you mad that you weren't the choice? You weren't the first choice? Like, what? And then I got my chance to quote Terry and say, who cares? I don't care if I'm the second or the fifth or the 100th choice. If you get the call, you're the choice. And so that's sort of the Carson Wentz situation this weekend, right? Like he was, I mean, not that long ago, he was the young upstart, right? We were thinking like he's going to be the franchise quarterback, the Carson Wentz era. Now, it is different when you're on the way down, right? And it is sort of ridiculous to think that Carson Wentz is 32 years old and he's on the way down, but such is the career of the professional athlete, right? If you're Carson Wentz, aren't you thinking, you're like, I still got it. I still got it. I'm the backup, but here's my chance. And of course, this would be the ultimate Minnesota Vikings thing to have happen.
Sure.
Was that Carson will be amazing. Now, likely he will not be amazing.
Not unless they get that offensive line figured out.
I mean, is there anybody who could be amazing with that?
Word just out from the Vikings. Christian DeRussha was a full participant in practice today. So that's obviously a good sign for this weekend.
Good. That is good. It's I just think the backup position, and a texter said, I became a starter because of grade point in school. So the previous starter got booted off the team because the GPA was bad, and now you're the backup and you're in. To me, it just has me thinking of Terry Gruca. It has me thinking of that moment that in life, most of us are not the first choice of being hired. You're probably not the first person your spouse has dated. I mean, I wasn't the first choice for this job, right? I replaced somebody else. Like in this hiring process, I guess I was the first choice. Texture says, thank God I wasn't my wife's 30th choice. Well, but the body count conversation is slightly different.
That's a separate issue entirely. Yeah. But I mean, isn't what you're driving at here is it doesn't matter how you get your opportunity. It matters what you do with the opportunity when you get it.
That's right.
So for Carson Wentz, it doesn't matter that, JJ McCarthy was the anointed one and, had that great singular quarter against the Bears and everybody thought, okay, here we go. He got hurt and now it's your shot. And so do with your shot what you can do with your shot. See if, maybe it's an extended look with the Vikings. Maybe it's not. But if you can put some good film on tape, you get another year contract next year. That's more money in your pocket, right? So
it is funny, the stat. Now, for Carson Wentz, like you have to have a certain amount of like intestinal fortitude to have started a game for 6 different organizations in 6 straight seasons, which ESPN says it would make him the first quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it'd be very easy to do.
He's played for the Eagles in 2020, the Colts in 21, the Commanders in 22, the Rams in 23, the Chiefs in 24, and then perhaps, assuming he does start this Sunday, he'll be with the Vikings in 20.
Well, not only would he be starting this Sunday, but, if Adam Schefter's report is right, you're talking at least a couple of starts. Could be more than that. And again, that's the fascinating part of this is why, this stuff is so interesting, right? Because if he comes out and is,
well, yes,
now
you got a problem.
If he's great for 2 weeks and JJ's back and healthy now saying, I'd like my job back, please. But Carson's looked great for 2 games. JJ looked great for 1 quarter. I don't know. That's a heck of a decision for the club.
Well, that's why this would be the peak Viking.
It really would.
Like just put Kevin O'Connell in an impossible position. We hope that happens, right? Like we want Carson to play great.
I mean, obviously
make it tough.
It's good for the team in terms of wins. It's also fantastic drama for the rest of us that are just watching.
There you go. That's what we're always voting.
Absolutely.
On this show. 4:30. When we come back, a U of M student went missing in 1979. He's never been found. His body's never been found. It is a cold case and an unsolved mystery that a local woman has taken a fresh look and a new interest at. She is going to join us in a minute to talk about what drives her and what is this case. It's a case I'd never heard of until she reached out to me. We'll talk about that when we come back.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's Jason here for my friends at ProTurf. What are you waiting for? Because so many of us wait for the spring to start a landscaping project. And the reality is right now is the time. Now is the time to go to professionalturf.com. Reach out to this awesome local family-owned company that's been getting it done since 1982. ProTurf takes care of my yard, and they want to take care of yours as well. And they want to do it by planting new trees, new shrubs, new perennials, because the fall is the best time of the year to do it. The soil is cooler. The water needs for these plants is lesser. Fall is a great time to beat the spring rush, too. Get to professionalturf.com. Fill out the free estimate request because they can create any design you want and get it installed before the season ends. If you've been thinking about doing yanking out some overgrown plants that you don't like anymore or replacing rocks, now is the time. How about a complete landscape makeover? Maybe you need outdoor living space. Maybe you need paver patios or driveways or retaining walls or pergolas. ProTurf is ready to rock, and they'll take care of you. They are good people. They will take care of you. And to sweeten the deal, they're throwing in a free tree. 6-foot Colorado spruce or 2-inch sugar maple tree, but it's limited supplies, so you got to make the call right now. The number is 952-469-8680. 952-469-8680, or log on to the website. Go to professionalturf.com.
That's a first down.
Not even close. His knee was down.
Whatever. Year 94's closing again next week?
They got to make the repairs.
Yeah, but do it during the overnights.
You don't even drive that way.
In Minnesota, we argue about three things: sports, construction, and politics. One thing we don't disagree on: the station that keeps you sharp and informed about everything that matters. Because here, having no opinion is worse than being a Packers fan. News Talk 830 WCCO.
At Wealth Enhancement, we believe wealth is in the details. Our team of trusted advisors craft personalized solutions to help you achieve your financial goals. Tune in to the Your Money Show on News Talk 830 WCCO every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. or go to wealthenhancement.com to connect with one of our advisors.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go from day to industry leader.
If you're a man who...
From office supplies to IT, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, better over here.
Based on my analysis by Ookla Street Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla was used in your license. Unlimited on voice plan may notice speech lower than other customers and further reduction using more than 50 days a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and XD on this plan. Home internet pricing is $20. Bill credit is $5 per line without auto pay. Required device coverage and access details and some over
Just added to Farm 840, Kenny Chesney, plus Winona Judd and Steve Earle. Saturday, September 20th, Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Also featuring Willie Nelson and family, Bill Young and Nicole Hart, John Mellencamp, Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, Margot Price, Billy Street, Emmanuel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Trampled by Turtles, and more. Farm 840, a full day of music, homegrown food, and activities. On sale now at farm840.org and 1-800-GO-GOPHER.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
By Chef IQ, Stan's going to find slowdown in place West 494 Highway 5 heading up to 35W. Crosstown was slow, both directions between Gleason and Cedar. South 35W, that's pretty much a slow ride, Stinson all the way downtown, or into downtown and beyond as you head down to the Highway 62 area. Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that perfectly cooks your food. Chef IQ Probe is inserted into your food and connects to the Chef IQ app to ensure you never under or overcook your food. It's that simple. Order now on chefiq.com with code word WCCO for 15% off. Trey Peterson, New Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast time. We are watching some storms as they work through the Twin Cities. Let's get the latest from Chief Meteorologist.
We'll have rounds of scattered showers right into the weekend. You might hear a rumble of thunder here and there as well. 68 tonight, more showers tomorrow with a high of 79. Only a high of 73 on Friday. That's average this time of year. We'll stay in the 70s this weekend with more showers possible. There'll be plenty of dry time to get out and enjoy as well.
Right now in downtown Minneapolis, it is warm, 81 degrees, cloudy. The rain staying to the north. Looking at the live radar, the heaviest rain just to the north of North France, St. Cloud. You are getting soaked right now on CCO.
Drive time with DERUSHA.
I cannot imagine a more embarrassing moment in my life. It is inconceivable that I would ever do such a
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is a cold case that has been cold since 1979. Long time, no answer. No answer. And our next guest has been really trying to be a resource, trying to connect people with answers in a mysterious disappearance of Michael Olson, who was a U of M student, had taken some time away from college and went to Florida. Paige Neenauer is with us in studio. Paige, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, every time that we've had an opportunity like this, it's just brought new people to the table.
Yeah, these cold cases, I think we're all captivated by it because it feels like with technology today, everybody should have an answer.
Well, I remember I was in college when it happened. It was back when there was snail mail, and just had heard that Mike had disappeared, and I was 20 or 18 years old. How does that happen? I rediscovered the case when I was helping a client create resources for a podcast they were doing, and his story was there. And it had everything, the full story, and his car had disappeared along with him. Just seemed unbelievable. You know, how does a car disappear?
Yeah. How does that happen? You, there is a Minnesota connection, of course. He was a U of M student. He had family in the Twin Cities in Edina, right? And, and so that is part of what got your interest. But tell me kind of what you did and how you've been trying to find answers.
Well, I stumbled on the case, and I remembered it when it happened, and there just hadn't been much traction on it back then because it happened so far away. It happened in Florida. So there's been a couple Star Tribune articles. So I thought maybe there was something I could do to make news about it and get people to notice it. And I found myself out at Lord Fletcher's with some people from my high school, and one of them was chief of police for one of the western suburbs. And the first thing he did was dramatically lower my expectations and ground me in reality. But he did say something that was really profound. And he said, nothing bad will ever happen. Shine a light on it. And he said, your goal in the case of West Palm Beach where this occurred is to continually be in front of the police department. Continually, be in their face so that hopefully they'll take another look at it.
What is the luck been, I guess? Because there have been searches. And basically, the working theory here is that maybe something happened with the car. When you look at the geography of West Palm Beach, right, it's obviously it's not a lot.
Everybody who is involved with this, who is in Florida, thinks he's in the water. I talked to the guy who's in charge of the dive team for West Palm Beach Police when this happened. He always thought that Mike was in the water. And it was just aghast that the police department ever considered it. So that was one of the first things we started doing. Was I went to if you look at a map of Florida, there's a pond every 25
Right.
So I went on a Southern Florida dive enthusiast Facebook page and just posted, does anybody want an adventure? And immediately heard from a company called Darkwater Dive. They came in, they did a few dives. And what's happened again is every time there's been any kind of story about this, it's kicked something else. So another team, Sunshine State Sonar, came in. They've found 100 cars so far.
100 cars.
100 cars, but all auto fraud. They found so many cars that in one afternoon that they shut down tow truck service in West Palm Beach. Because all the tow trucks were there, but they didn't pull the cars up. Not,
Still no, there just have been no answer.
no. And it happened after he'd been out for the night with a coworker. He'd worked at a country club. Supposed to work at 7 a.m. He dropped his coworker off at his car at 5. Fell asleep at 7. Never showed up. One of the managers at the country club was, I think you use the term, strict disciplinarian.
Yeah.
And so the guys at the country club immediately called the hotel where Mike was staying. He'd only been there for 2 weeks. He was with a bunch of other guys who'd been brought down for the season, and they're all staying with us. So they called the hotel. There was no answer. They called a little later in the day, Saturday. The hotel thought maybe it was a goal skipper, so they went down to check the room. All the stuff was there. They went over on Sunday themselves. His manager and the coworkers, the car wasn't there. They got into the room. Stuff was there. And on Monday, it was 52 hours after he had just vanished. They finally went in and filed a police report at the same time that the people from the country club called Mike's supervisor at the Atlanta Country Club and get heard from him. He hasn't showed up for 2 days, and that was so alarming and so out of character with who the guy was. The supervisor immediately called the family on Monday morning and said, something's happening. Something's going on in West Palm.
Hey, Gene Eber is with us, talking about the search for answers. I mean, we're looking at 79, we're getting close to,
right,
it's 45, 46 years ago at this point.
Right, and in trying to do research on, there are people who have since passed away and stuff. And the police,
parents, Mike's parents have passed?
They never recovered. They kept the same phone number. Mike's nieces, Tabitha and Megan, have been the champions of this. And they talk about growing up, and they would go to the grandparents' house, and the rule was if the phone rang, you didn't answer it. Only the grandparents could. And they did have, the year after Mike disappeared, there were a series of annual phone calls.
Okay, it's right off to the left there. Right off to the left. There it is. There it is right there.
What's your hope? What's your hope that we get out of it?
Oh, God.
All you can hope for is resolution for the family, that they find it. It's, they've searched every pond within 5 miles.
Let's over it on live scope. Should be popping up right now.
The police never did that.
That's a car.
If he's in the water, then he went far afield. He was a guy. Yeah. He had a brand new car. What do guys do? They go, and he was away from home for the first time. You go for a car ride. You go driving at 5 a.m, maybe. And if he's away from that zone, it's going to be very difficult.
Does this haunt you, or do you feel like this helps give you purpose?
I don't think either. I just feel that, after, reconnecting with the family, that just trying to use my ability to make noise about the thing. And every time I made a video about it. I know how to make videos.
Yeah, right. That's your profession, right?
No, I'm actually working in media, but I knew how to make videos. And what happened was a guy in Salt Lake City saw it. And he reached out, and he knew somebody who did professional diving. So every time something has been publicized, somebody new or some kind of resource is coming. And the goal with this would be that, your listeners, we go to whereismikeolson.com. It's got the timeline of the disappearance and the investigation. If you go to Where is Mike Olson Facebook page, I have the police reports. They're scanned and sparse. One of the few times we've heard from the cold case detective, she did say that she looked at the report and that the detective back then, her term was phone dead. So if you look at this stuff and you get an idea and you go, have you ever considered? And we haven't. Well, that'd be fantastic. We have all these really talented people who would love to dive in on anything that you can think of.
Whereismikeolson.com has a lot of the information. I did reach out today. We haven't heard back from the police in West Palm Beach, but I did reach out to them just to see, like, hey, good luck. Right. That's been sort of your reaction.
I knew that the family had a really horrible experience with them. I mean, they flew down there. They were kept waiting all day. They met with the detective. They're obviously losing their mind. And the detective says, Mike's a big boy. Mike doesn't need your permission to get in the car and go for a drive. Can you even imagine? That's unfathomable.
Yeah, you wonder if that was a result of that time, of that era?
Yeah.
It's 79. It was maybe more of an idea that it's probably just a runaway.
Absolutely. And again, what 20-year-old hasn't gone out and done something stupid and then dragged themselves in a couple of days later?
Right.
And that was always the expectation, I think, at least with the people who didn't know him that well, his coworkers down there, that he's going to show up.
Whereismikeolson.com is a great resource to get information about this, all sorts of case file data. If you're one of those amateur internet sleuths, go take a look at it, right? You'd love to have that help.
Again, we've looked at this 1,000 different ways repeatedly. So anything new, like somebody brought up, why was his golf club in his hotel? He never kept his golf clubs at home. He kept them at the country club. So why were they there? There's something there.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Paige Nienaber is so interesting. Really appreciate you bringing this to life.
I sincerely appreciate this. Thank you.
Yeah, great to see it. Thank you. Sorry for turning you into a Minnesota woman. Right?
This has never happened before.
Yeah. Okay. First name Paige. The incorrect assumptions are all over the place. No doubt. Thanks, Paige. 450 back in just a minute on Drive.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
It is a new season. It is a time for you, a new opportunity. With the help of Livia Weight Control Centers, is Jason here for Livia. And Livia is providing weight loss with the support that you deserve. So new season, new mindset is sort of what I'm talking about. You can kickstart your weight loss with Livia and get the results are quick. 10 pounds or more in your first 2 weeks is pretty standard. What I experienced. And then I kept going. I lost 40 pounds. Almost 3 years later, I've kept that weight off with the help of Livia's award-winning nutrition program. Now, right now, if I were starting over, boy, I would be tempted by the GLP-1 medical weight loss options. I got to tell you, the way Livia is doing it really, for me, gives confidence that you're not going to just lose the weight with semaglutide or tirzepatide starting at 99 or 199. You're going to keep that weight off. That's the key, right? Whatever you do, you're going to lose the weight. Can you keep it off? Livia can get you. New at Livia, they've got microdosing. A lot of people have been looking into that. New clients right now, if you join Livia today, you can save $100 with code 100READY. And if you're returning, maybe you stepped away from Livia, maybe you want to check out GLP-1. You reactivate for free and get a $40 credit. The care is award-winning. The experts are real. The accountability is there. The results, too. I am evidence of it. I want you to achieve the same. Local centers are virtually Livia. The results you deserve. 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com today.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676, 800-201-7676.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate legal cover details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access 80 treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form, and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by American Rare Coin and Collectibles. You can find them at AmericanRareCoinAndCollectibles.com. Highway 36 on the heavy side, both directions between 280 and Highway 61. 94 westbound jammed up past 280 into downtown Minneapolis. If you're on the west side of South 494, not too bad. 394 down to 212. But if you're northbound, that's going to be heavy as you move past Highway 62 to Highway 55. If you've inherited valuable coins, gold, silver, or jewelry, where do you turn? American Rare Coin and Collectibles. For over 30 years, American Rare Coin has been purchasing valuable coin and precious metals collections with honesty, transparency, and immediate payment. American Rare Coin and Collectibles.com. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Dave Lee for Aquarius. Discover what water should be, like I did, worry-free with a Kinetico water treatment system. It all starts by scheduling your free water analysis at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius and Kinetico, earning the right to be recommended.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by Aquarius Home Services, earning the right to be recommended. Tonight, live radar showing heavy rain in the Appleton, Morris area, St. Cloud. That will be off and on throughout the night, low of 68. Tomorrow, the high is 79. More showers in the forecast.
Broadcasting from the dailyagenda.com studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. Where do Minnesota insiders get their news in an informed way, analysis, and perspective that'll make you smarter at the water cooler? The dailyagenda.com.
That liner always gets me because the music is so intense. And it's promoting Blois.
It's very important stuff.
It's the Blois Olson newsletter. Can you play that again? Do we have that ability? No,
we'll hear it again in about an hour, but I can't replay it right at the moment.
This place, man. Some days. It's just very, I mean, the man's name is Blois. Like, can you be that intense?
I happen to think he's fantastic.
Like, so
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hardcore. It's just about a newsletter. My God. I have a newsletter too. Can we make one of those for the DERUSHA download?
You sit on your deck and you're sick of looking at your crappy siding. Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. JTR Roofing has you covered from the roof on down, serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
All right, Jason here for the Canopy Group. No doubt that you have seen insurance prices going up. We all have. Now, I have a question for you. What do apples and insurance have in common?
What do apples and insurance have in common, Jason?
Well, that's a great question. When it comes to getting an insurance quote, Dan, a lot of people want an apples to apples comparison, but the Canopy Group, they don't do that because they believe customers should have comprehensive coverage options designed to fit their needs. They offer a different deal. Canopy Group can increase your coverage, get customers the coverage they've been missing. If you want apples to apples, well, I'll just tell you this, I got the best apples for you in town, the Canopy Group. Their apples are delicious. And also they sell insurance. Was this a twisted metaphor? Did I go too far? I just want to save you money on your dang insurance and get you better coverage. And also, I would like some apples at thecanopygroup.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Our voices, your voices on the voice of Minnesota. News Talk 830 WCCO and 1029 HD2 Minneapolis St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The Federal Reserve cut its key interest rate by 1/4 point today. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
The Fed's decision means that it will be slightly less expensive to borrow money, whether that means you carry a credit card balance or maybe getting a new auto loan or a new small business loan. But savers will not be able to earn as much on those money markets, those high-yield savings accounts, and those short-term CDs.
The Fed indicated it will make 2 more cuts this year. Former CDC Director Susan Menares was questioned by lawmakers today about her firing by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy. She says he wanted her to sign off on new vaccine recommendations, but didn't have the data to back them up.
Is there any precedent for a CDC director to be asked to pre-approve vaccine recommendations without ever having actually seen the recommendations themselves or the medical and scientific evidence backing them up?
I have never experienced that.
The CDC advisory panel is expected to release its recommendations this week. Some Western states have issued their own. California Governor Gavin Newsom.
The West Coast is taking action, grounded in evidence and safety and transparency, issuing new recommendations for our residents, starting with a vaccine schedule for the winter virus season.
FBI Director Kash Patel faced more heated questions today from lawmakers about releasing Epstein files. Senator Pramila Jayapal.
I would like to ask
the gentlelady's time has expired. I gave her the additional 45 seconds she requested. The gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from New Jersey is recognized for his 5 minutes. If you would meet
with the women who were sexually abused and raped and groomed at the ages of 14 and 16 years old, are you going to cover up?
Jim Krasula reports there's new scrutiny of federal immigration tactics.
U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement put more than 10,500 people in solitary confinement. That's according to a new study from Physicians for Human Rights. From February to May of this year, the number of individuals placed in solitary confinement by ICE increased by an average of nearly 7% per month.
King Charles welcomed President Trump to Windsor Castle for a state banquet.
This unique and important occasion reflects the enduring bond between our two great nations.
On the streets of London,
Donald Trump, you can't hide!
more than 50 protest groups marched to Parliament. Thousands of police officers were out. On Wall Street today, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 81 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oakes. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz issuing an executive order today directing state agencies to step up their efforts in fighting fraud. It came on the same day the House Fraud Prevention Committee held a hearing on more fraud within the Minnesota Department of Human Services, where officials ignored multiple warning signs, according to an investigative report by KARE 11. It specifically involved a now terminated program that helped elderly and disabled residents find housing. Assistant DHS Commissioner Eric Grumdahl, who oversaw the department's housing programs, is no longer with the agency. Temporary DHS Commissioner Shireen Gandhi testifying they have since changed their fraud investigation process.
We had a past practice of waiting to stop payments until investigations had concluded. And investigations are time intensive and were taking too long. So we flipped that. And decided we were going to stop payments as soon as there was a credible allegation of fraud.
The House Fraud Prevention Committee is chaired by Republican State Representative Kristen Robbins, who is running against Governor Walz in next year's election. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office will stop prosecuting low-level traffic violations.
The new policy, which takes effect on October 15th, aims to redirect police resources towards more serious public safety issues like dangerous driving. According to Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty, these stops have been proven to be ineffective, and she gave some specific examples.
Failure to display registration tabs or driving with expired registration tabs. Failure to illuminate license plate. Rim or frame obscuring license plate except for the plate letters and numbers.
Moriarty says the policy, which is already in place in Ramsey County, aims to end a tactic that has been shown to harm communities and disproportionately affect minority residents. In downtown Minneapolis, I'm Taylor Rivera. News Talk 830 WCCO.
In Minneapolis, meanwhile, Police Chief Brian O'Hara telling WCCO's Chad Hartman they're already prohibited under their consent decree with the state from conducting low-level traffic stops.
I think even before they were prohibited, they represented a very, very, very small percentage of the few traffic stops that were being made here when I first became chief. So I think it's largely a non-issue for us. But I think it will have an impact on probably every other jurisdiction, every other agency.
O'Hara also telling Chad while hiring is going well, there's still about a third of the number of officers short of where they need to be. He says they appreciate the help of state troopers who just today started helping patrol problem areas in South Minneapolis. State lawmakers out and about touring 12 communities today that are asking for matching state funds for various infrastructure projects. And word from Farm Aid today that yes, indeed, Bob Dylan will return to the festival in his own backyard this year. Dylan is scheduled to perform at Huntington Bank Stadium Saturday during the star-studded concert at the U campus. WCCO News Times, 5:06.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Right by Whole Foods Market, shop in, store online. Got your slowdown, South 169, 494 to 101, South 35W jamming up 106th Street. Heading down to Highway 13, 494 northbound. That's on the heavy side past Highway 62. up to Highway 55 and West 94 slows between the area of Brockton Lane and 101. Get your favorite cheeses at Whole Foods Market. Save 25% on select Goudas with Prime through September 30th. Assemble a crowd-pleasing cheese board for your upcoming fall gatherings. While supplies last, shop in store online. Terms apply. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Moderna. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Let the rounds of rain begin. We'll have scattered showers possible. You might hear a rumble or two of thunder here and there. 68 the overnight low tonight. We will be cooling as well. Showers possible again tomorrow with a high of 79, a high of 73 on Friday with more showers. That rain chance will continue right into the weekend. It won't be a washout. There'll be plenty of dry time, but I'd have that umbrella handy.
Mostly cloudy right now, 81 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Bringing you the most relevant headlines, stories, and talkers. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DERUSHA. Once again, here's Jason DERUSHA.
Yesterday was the very first time in my life that one of my kids had a birthday, and they were not in my house. Another one of those like little empty nester milestones. Seth, the oldest, has a summer birthday, so he's always been home for his birthday. Sam turned 18 last night, although he told us he's been telling the girls at USC that he's 18 from the moment he got out there.
Smart man. Smart man.
Oh, as parents, we all want our kids to be open and honest with us, and then they are. And you think, I don't know, man, that it's some things. I kept my parents at arm's length. Like, there was not this much sharing, that's for sure. Let's get you up to date on some of the stories we're keeping an eye on. We do this every day from 5 to 5:30, and we call it the DRUSH Hour.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DRUSH Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
For the first time in a long time, the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates today just by a 0.25 percentage point. It is the first time the Fed has lowered the cost of borrowing since December. There was dissent, at least one, who thought a 0.25 percentage point wasn't enough. And so to get some insight, the reason we're all a little more insight on what happened and an insight on the reason everybody's paying such attention to this, we turn to one of our favorite economics experts, Professor Tyler Schipper from the University of St. Thomas, who joins us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. And Tyler, the question is that 0.25 basis point drop, is that enough?
By itself, it's probably not enough, right? There's always somebody that's helped by this. It maybe unlocks somebody's decision to go buy a house, or it helps somebody who's struggling with credit card debt. But you're probably going to need continued rate cuts to make sure the economy keeps chugging along, given some of the headwinds that are out there.
Obviously, there's been drama all around the Fed with court cases trying to determine if the president has the right to remove one of the members, and that member was part of the voting. I mean, for you as an observer looking in on this, the Lisa Cook challenge, the other, I mean, this is some unprecedented sort of crazy stuff.
Yes, we don't typically think about FOMC meetings as being this dramatic, if you will. But yeah, having Lisa Cook there, who was just recently ruled by an appeals court saying she can stay in her job for now. Also having a later Monday night vote to put a new member on the FOMC who is also going to be keeping their White House job at the same time. Now you have two people around the table that are on really dramatically different ends of the political fight about the independence of the Federal Reserve. And that makes this more dramatic than it usually is.
Part of the challenge here, Tyler Schipper, is that the economy is a confusing sort of scenario. We have inflation that is persistent. We have a labor market that is weak. And so trying to figure out, like, all right, if we cut rates too quickly, what would the potential be of that?
And Jerome Powell was going out of his way to highlight why they're making this decision. The idea was that they want to support the labor market, but they're worried that if they cut too much or too quickly, they could reignite inflation. And so as long as they act nice and slow and intentionally, the hope is that you can give that labor market support while letting any inflation from tariffs kind of show up one time, but not kind of reignite future price increases. So it's a balancing act, but hopefully they're going to get it right.
The main reason that I think regular people are paying a ton of attention to this is that it's become political. The president over and over is talking about wanting to lower rates. We're getting a bad deal. The housing market is messed up because of the rates. And Chairman Powell talked a little bit about the housing market challenge is not just that rates are higher than they used to be.
Yes, it's not just about rates, right? It's about lack of supply in affordable housing. It's about lack of too many building regulations in some cases. No, don't get rid of all building regulations, right? I like that
Right.
buildings generally stand up in the U.S., but
Yes.
I mean, there are kinds of zoning restrictions that are not at a federal level. They're at a local level and a state level. So there are lots of things that we can do to loosen up the housing market that don't have anything to do with interest rates. Now, the two work in tandem, but I mean, you could have big investments from government policy and simply building more housing that would also help the housing market.
Obviously, there's been much conversation about the political independence of the Fed.
A typical president that if we were in the same economic situation, they might want the Federal Reserve to lower rates. They just probably wouldn't be tweeting or truthing about it in the same dramatic way that the president has. So, I don't fault the presidential administration for wanting lower rates, but that's why the Fed's there as a safeguard that this isn't supposed to be a political decision. And I'm happy to see that when they made decisions, there was a lot of agreement on the FOMC that there was only one person that dissented and that they wanted a 0.5% cut. Everybody else agreed on 0.25%. And I think that speaks to the Federal Reserve protecting its independence.
Tyler Schipper, we appreciate it. Thanks for being with us. We know that the Fed has signaled they will cut rates 2 more times this year, likely a similar amount. So 1/4 point, 2 more times. Will that be enough to shake loose people who've been sitting on the fence when it comes to buying a house or selling a house? Who knows? Will mortgage rates even go down by a commensurate amount? Who knows? That is part of the mystery. Part of the mystery of all of this stuff for sure. But that is what we're watching for. Next up in the lead, I want to talk a little bit about a couple of big sporting events in the Twin Cities tonight that are worth your time. First, the Minnesota Lynx trying to win the series against the Valkyries. Tonight is their chance.
They're going to close it out.
You think it's done?
Done deal. Mortal lock.
Game 2. Well, they only won by 30 in game 1.
Right. And that's after falling behind in the first one.
Well, the reason they won was that the refs were out to get the Valkyries.
If you go by the Golden State coach's explanation, of course.
The game starts at 9 p.m. our time. It is in San Jose.
They don't even get it on their home floor. So they don't even get that true home court advantage.
The San Francisco home court is busy. What are they doing? Like some kind of, I forget what there was some nonsense.
It was like a concert or something?
No, I don't know. But it's whatever it is.
They can make all the excuses they want. Lynx are going to truck them. Moving on.
Game 2 is tonight. If necessary, game 3
necessary
will be Friday. Let's just close it out. Close it out and off we go. I also saw this week that the Lynx have their own whiskey pick. Isn't that? I mean,
why not?
What? When do I get my whiskey?
Here it is.
Now, I'm
Here
not
we
the
go.
Lynx. Don't get
How
me
do I
wrong.
make this about me, Jason?
Who do you think's drinking more whiskey? Me or like the stud buds?
I have no idea what their habits are, so I wouldn't be able to comment.
You can look for the Minnesota Lynx and Jack Daniels single barrel personal selection.
I like Jack's over there, right? You got Jack Lynx, you got Jack Daniels.
It's true. Go find the Lynx pick. I like that Jack Daniels single barrel quite a bit. So I'll go pick if that helps the team. Do you think that will
Why
help?
not? Can't hurt.
Can't hurt. So I will I'll go buy it. I got to text my friend who owns a liquor store and see if he's got a bottle.
You got a guy.
Of course I got
Of course
a guy.
you got a guy.
Of course I got a guy. Next, we're keeping an eye on the Loons as well. And I love this headline in Axios Twin Cities today. Minnesota United FC keeps winning with sicko brand of soccer. You know about sicko mode, right?
No.
No?
I don't.
No?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Sicko mode is like when you're really like, well, it's a song. It's a song by Travis Scott.
Is it like X Games mode? I'm familiar with that.
I think sicko mode is like it's like when you're really dialed in, right? Like it's a
Okay.
it's a video game thing.
Sure.
I think
That would be why I would know anything about it.
it's operating at an extremely high level of intensity, focus, and performance. Like beast.
Okay.
Same idea.
I like it. Yeah. Go Loons.
The Loons so far this season. So tonight in St. Paul, they're in the semifinal of the Open Cup. So this is a tournament that features teams from all different levels of U.S. soccer, and the winner of the tournament gets to play against North and Central American best. So soccer is very confusing.
A lot of different leagues.
A lot of
overlap.
leagues. This is separate from Major League Soccer, but the Loons also look like they will get first-round home field advantage in the playoffs. The coach that I think doesn't get a lot of attention here in the Twin Cities is Eric Ramsey, second-year coach, and I think he's changed the culture over there.
I mean, they're having their best season ever. He's doing something right.
They just beat San Diego FC, which it was a big win because they are the only team ahead of them right now in the Western Conference. So that is, don't tell me I never talk about the Lynx or Minnesota United.
Yeah.
Because we put them in the league.
Yeah.
Page 2. Texture. What is this texture supporting you with this well said? It's all about Jason.
I mean,
it's not all about Jason. It's just mostly about Jason.
It's a lot. It's a lot about Jason.
Isn't that my name's on the show? What do you guys want from me? I am operating in sicko mode right now, and I got you guys coming for me. You don't even know what sicko mode is. It's so far beneath your level of operation.
I'm learning.
Page 2 is coming up in just a minute with news about Brian Setzer and your chance to get a little rock and roll history. And if you bought let's just say this news got my wife to text me and respond, yikes. That's when we come back.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You are going to absolutely love what is going on at Kickernick Gallery in downtown Minneapolis. Jason here. So honestly, I'm just over the moon that Kickernick asked me to share a little bit about what they have going on in the Kickernick building, and specifically this unbelievable fine art gallery right on First Avenue, right by Target Field and Target Center. This building is a hub of creative people. And I was down there today shooting a podcast. And so I got a first look at what you're going to get to see when you join me tomorrow afternoon. From 5 to 8 p.m., it is the 1-year celebration of Kickernick Gallery. They're opening up the gallery. You get to meet the artist. Oh, man, today I met this artist from St. Paul who is doing innovative things with glass. These glass sculptures, I almost bought one from him right on the spot. It is stunning. Kickernick Gallery has original art from Minnesota artists at all different prices. So if you're looking to make your home feel a little more special, I would suggest that buying a piece of art from one of your neighbors is a great way to do it. And if you come to this grand opening tomorrow, you're going to get a chance to meet those artists, and I think that makes it so much more special. I will be emceeing. Come join me. The program will be around 6:30, but anytime between 5 and 8 p.m., go to the website because they have tickets, but they're free. So you want to reserve a spot. KickernickGallery.com. KICKERNICK. Just Google it or go to KickernickGallery.com. See you tomorrow.
Postman Law is about winning. If you've been hurt in a crash, on the job, or anywhere else, we fight to get you the most compensation possible. With over $3 billion recovered, our track record speaks for itself. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers speed, ease, and results. Offices, Minneapolis.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $99 furnace tune-up and safety check. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Product and subscription plan featured products are compounded drug products. The FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form, and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
I'm Karen Heinz with Baird Private Wealth Management. For many of us, life is busy. Balancing family, career, friends, and community, plus finding the time and focus to keep your family's financial plan on track can be a challenge. At Baird, we understand. Our advisors partner with you to create a financial plan that's uniquely yours, one that gives you peace of mind and confidence so you can focus on what matters most. Discover the Baird difference. Visit BairdTwinCities.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
What do you call a creator who's also an influencer?
Jason DeRusha.
You've got like 75 million followers.
Yes. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Page 2 of the DRUSH Hour news headlines, and we begin with news that a Maple Grove candle maker is closing its manufacturing.
And someday we can take our time to brush the leaves aside so you can reach us.
Dan?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a band called Candlebox. It's a story about candles. So you like Candlebox.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Sure.
Did you know that we had a Twin Cities-based candle company?
I can honestly say I did not know that.
So I did because...
Of course you did.
Well, it's in my town.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
It's in my town. It's called Illume, and they have like those kind of scent sticks, like do you ever get these things? You like, it's a bunch of reeds and you stick them in this oil and then your house smells like...
Oh, yeah, like a diffuser kind of thing situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't get those, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do people really want their house to smell like that crap?
I mean, apparently.
I like candles. I like candles.
I like candles too.
I like scented candles.
Sure.
I like lotions. I like soaps. Are we getting too far down the road on this?
You can see it from where we're at right now.
We're close.
So maybe we want to just...
Oils. There are oils I like. Anyway, Illume Candles is shutting her down. They got a big old warehouse right near like where the Costco is and the office store, and just up in that side, kind of Maple Grove, where 132 people will be laid off. It's going to be a 6-month process that'll start in December. Some people, basically what happened is this Illume started in the Twin Cities in 1994 as a company called Starlight Candles. And they made like private label candles. So if you had the Dan Cook candle, they would make that. What would it smell like? What would a Dan Cook, if you could have your own candle? Because, I would like to make it about me. I would like a line of my own merchandise.
Sure.
And like a DERUSHA candle with my little DERUSHA logo. That would be fun.
Yeah. What would yours smell like?
Booze.
I was going to say a mix of cedar and pine.
Yeah. Probably
booze is another way to go.
Probably bourbon. Mm-hmm. A bunch of mergers. Merged here, bought there, blah, 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 blah. And now it's run by some out-of-town company. The leadership stayed in the Twin Cities, but they are shutting it down. That notice just came yesterday. Brian Setzer is selling some of his guitars. I mean, I understand what you're doing musically with this, at least.
You get that one?
Yeah, a little stray cat strut. Come on. So Brian Setzer, Minnesota Star Tribune, breaking this story. So this is not an auction. This is John Bream's story. This is a sale. And Brian has had some health issues. So Minnesota Star Tribune reporting that he announced in February he was dealing with an autoimmune diagnosis that causes hand cramping, which is extremely problematic when you are a legendary guitarist. So the Stray Cats is on tour right now, but just his hand is cramping and he's got all this stuff, so he's selling it. Stage played guitars, as well as some pedals, cases, stage worn clothing. So you get a 1959 D'Angelico New Yorker guitar, a 64 Firebird, a 61 Gibson ES 175. So some pretty cool stuff if you're into cool guitars. Reverb.com is the website where you can go and find this stuff. That's where he will sell. You can preview this thing, and it goes on sale soon. Next up in the headlines, if you bought this bottle of wine, immediately throw it away. Yeah. The problem is it may explode. Bring me the news. Sharing the story that did get Alyssa DeRusha to text me. Yikes. Prosecco bottles may explode. The Prosecco Valdobbiadene, Kirkland's signature Prosecco Valdobbiadene. It's Prosecco. Like, it's just Prosecco. I bought it. I'm pretty sure it's in my fridge. I'm pretty sure Alyssa just pulled this thing out of my fridge yesterday. It's her fridge, too. But the Valdobbiadene, you don't want that thing to explode. If you have an unopened bottle, do not open it. Costco says dispose of it immediately. You may have heard that 1 in every 2 marriages ends in divorce, right?
In the conclusion of this very special 2-part session of Divorce Court, where real couples deal with real life.
I missed divorce court. So USA Today reporting on the divorce myth. Everything you think you know about divorce is wrong. I don't know that everything I think I know about divorce is wrong, right? I mean, that's aggressive. Divorce rates are down. Now, marriages have also been down. But new data for the National Center for Family and Marriage Research at Bowling Green State University says the marriages that are happening appear stronger than unions in previous decades. People are waiting longer to get married. So the marriage rate is quite a bit lower than it was in 1920, 1970. In 1970, it was 76 women were married for every 1,000 76 women for every 1,000 unmarried. Now it's 31. 31 women are married out of every 1,000 women. So the exception to this, you know who's getting divorced the most? Gray divorce, they call it. Men and women who are 45 and older. More Americans are splitting after 50. Uh-oh. Maybe that's the story Alyssa should have been yikesing, you know? That's the D-Rush Hour news headlines. We'll break in a minute. It's enough. Your chance to let her rip. What have you had enough of? 651-461-9226. I got a text from my friend Sean about one of the enough things. I've got an enough fired up. Cook has one too. We need yours. 651-461-9226. Or you can send us a voice message on the Odyssey app where you listen live to WCCO. Just click on the microphone. Send me a message. We'll play it on the air next.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's talk about pork. Why not? Why not? Minnesota pork is, I mean, what's the word? If you could describe Minnesota pork in one word, for me, it would be delicious. Delicious. Bacon is just the beginning when it comes to pork. And right now, I know that, look, we're busy, right? Kids are busy. Kids are on the move. You're shuffling them from one thing to the next. I want you to make life easy. So many people are grabbing fast food, skip it. Why don't you think about packing some ham sandwiches? Or maybe you make dinner and you make pork tenderloin. And then the next day, you kind of save that. Nothing better than a pork tenderloin on a grill. Juicy, flavorful. Oh, so good. Now, ground pork should be an option for you, too. Maybe you need a quick weeknight pork taco dinner or a lean, high-protein riff on spaghetti sauce. It's tailgating season, too. Are you even tailgating if you're not slow roasting some Minnesota pork shoulder? Come on. If you're not bacon wrapping something, get out of here. If you need recipe inspiration, mnpork.com. Click on Pork 101. Built for you and your family. Get the grocery store, the butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight.
Oh, man, that was wild last night. Oh yeah, totally. You saw the video? Yeah, crazy. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Guys, he didn't hear about what happened.
Don't be that guy. Stay informed so you're not publicly shamed before your first cup of coffee. News Talk 830 WCCO.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Blue, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit BigBlue.com.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
No one knows Twin Cities businesses like locals. With decades of experience here in the Twin Cities, Robert Half connects skilled professionals in finance, technology, admin, and more. Visit roberthalf.com/Twin Cities.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
So moving into Minneapolis, eastbound 394, 100 into the downtown stretch, west 94, slowing at Huron Boulevard. Southbound Cedar, watching slowdowns there. Killer Drive heading down to Highway 13. Up on the north side, you'll find Highway 10 westbound looking pretty good right now between University and Anoka. Terry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
The Canopy Group, nice enough to bring us the forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
We'll have rounds of scattered showers right into the weekend. You might hear a rumble of thunder here and there as well. 68 tonight, more showers tomorrow with a high of 79. Only a high of 73 on Friday. That's average this time of year. We'll stay in the 70s this weekend with more showers possible. There'll be plenty of dry time to get out and enjoy as well.
Rain right now all over the Twin Cities. Malacca, Mora, near Hayward, Wisconsin. You're getting the heaviest stuff, but we kind of have a ring all around the immediate metro area. Mankato's getting wet. Wilmer. Nothing here, though. It's just hot. 81 and cloudy on CCO. Oh, one other update. Want to let you know about some breaking news out of Pennsylvania, York County, Pennsylvania. Law enforcement has just updated that 3 police officers were killed in a shooting in central Pennsylvania. They were serving a warrant. 2 other officers are in critical condition. The shooting suspect is dead, but this is rural central Pennsylvania. We don't quite know what the court order was that was being served, but a reminder just how dangerous serving warrants can be. To think tonight that 3 officers in Pennsylvania are dead, 2 more hanging on. But all of this happened just within the last couple hours, happened around 1 p.m. our time here in Minnesota, but so rural, trying to get all the information. But 3 officers are dead in Pennsylvania.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I have had enough. Enough is enough. Enough.
Well, I think obviously we've had enough of the shooting, of the violence, that's for sure. It is our weekly time to get some of the less significant stuff off your chest. The little stuff matters too. It matters very little. But it's fun to get the enoughs off your chest. And we start, well, sometimes we give the show to the people. Kevin is in Anoka. Kevin, you get to go first. Usually I go first, but a texter asked me to maybe be a little more humble instead of making everything about me. So you get to go first. What have you had enough of?
I am absolutely sick and tired of the selective outrage that serves a political agenda. An average of 1.5 babies and toddlers drown to death in this country every year. That's 500 kids here, but nobody has anything to say about that. You have hundreds of teenagers killed in cars every year. No one says anything about restricting a driver's license. Yet these schools have known for decades that this is a possibility, and not one of these schools is held accountable for not hardening the exterior of their schools when they burn and waste money like a sailor on leave.
Kevin, I like it. I think there is no question that for rhetorical purposes or partisan purposes, when we look at things that we feel like line up with our issues, I wouldn't say like I've had enough of people being like outraged at a school shooting, because we should be outraged. But I do think that we kind of too instinctively go to the usual corners where it's mental health or it's, guns. And so the stuff is different. Kevin, I appreciate it. Thank you. Bob in Minnetonka. We're just going to let you guys let it rip. Bob, what have you had enough of?
It's very insignificant.
That's
enough
fair.
In keeping with what you're
The spirit,
asking for.
yes, thank you.
Is the people driving 50 miles an hour around Mille Lacs Lake in a 55 mile an hour speed zone.
Yes.
I'm sick of it.
Absolutely.
It's not.
Preach it, Bob.
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it?
I believe it's that there's too many people that have never seen that much water.
Yeah. There is that corner, like as you're going up 169 and you kind of round Mille Lacs, and it is distractingly beautiful.
It's not an excuse, but you're right.
I do think cruise control is an option more people should look into. I like to lock it down. Lock it down, and then you're good.
Couldn't agree more.
Very good. Excellent, Bob. Thank you. Call anytime.
Can I spin off of Bob's?
Yes.
Because I agree with him wholeheartedly. One of the things that drives me nuts. Look, traffic is a reality when you're driving, into a major metropolitan area. I get it. That's going to happen. But it's one thing when there's traffic because we got a lot of cars on the road and stuff happens. It's another thing when there's just some ding dong in the left lane doing 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you see plenty of room up in front and around, and it's just somebody that's just driving slow because they're confused or they don't know where they're going or whatever it is. That drives me insane. I've had enough of that kind of nonsense. Traffic is one thing, but traffic, because of stupid drivers, I've had enough.
I like it. I have had enough of traffic. Now, maybe you guys knew this, but if you get in the car in Maple Grove at, say, 8 in the morning, and you want to drive to Rustica at Southdale Center in Edina to meet someone, that should be about a 25-minute drive.
Yep, that's a good estimate, yes.
So this morning, I get in the car and fire up the GPS just to see, because I have some options. I could take 100, I could take 169, I could go through downtown Minneapolis. Each option was 50 minutes. 50 minutes. And there were no crashes or anything. All I could tell is at one point, the highway went from like 3 lanes to 2. And listening to Jerry in the traffic report this morning, he was saying that the sunshine was causing delays. And I would say if you are such an idiot that the sun is so distracting to the driving task, they have invented this unbelievable, there are 2 unbelievable features that are available to you. One is a visor. You just flip that thing down right in front of you. And a lot of the time you can slide that sucker over.
The sound it makes.
And it blocks your driver's side window too. So it forms a shield. Some cars, real fancy ones, you can have both.
Unbelievable.
You move the visor here, and then you get a little auxiliary, bloop, and you die. Now, the other option, maybe a little more obvious, sunglasses.
Sunglasses, yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Just for clarity, you're not calling JP an idiot.
Not in this.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
But come on. Sunshine is the problem? Andy's in his car. Andy, you're a good enough driver. You wouldn't let the sun slow you down 20 miles an hour, would you?
No, it's not the sun. But I've had enough of these unintended consequences of this whole return to office policy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
4 out of 5 people, who have been working from home have to go to the office now.
Yeah.
And 4 out of 5 people have forgotten how to drive.
Yep.
Because the last 2 days,
yeah,
on the way home, on the afternoon commute from downtown on 35W, there's been wrecks in the center lane.
Yeah. Oof. And that's a train wreck, right? When you're right in the middle, that is brutal.
Oh, it backs up all the way through 94.
Yeah.
So,
now let me. So how long did your commute? Like, how much longer did it take today?
Well, today there's nothing.
Today
going
was fine, but the first 2 days.
I probably had 20 minutes, but in time, but it takes probably about 6 months off my life.
Yeah. In terms of the rage, it's a much more.
That's what happened.
Like dog
to me.
years.
This is what happened to me this morning when I was sitting in traffic. Normally I drive into work around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and traffic is really delightful at 1 a.m. In my previous life, I drove to work at 3 in the morning. Not much traffic. Most of the traffic would be like going the wrong way at you on the highway.
It was that one guy.
It was more
beyond
likely.
That.
That might be an issue.
During rush hour, it's not great. One
person checking their text or something because they forgot that they're not sitting, that they're in their pajamas behind their computer, and then half of downtown is in a pickle.
Andy, good call. Thank you. We'll break. Share more texts. What have you had enough of? Great one so far. I mean, I don't fully agree with Andy, because if people are stuck in traffic more during afternoon, that means more time for Drive Time with DeRusha.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
I want you to replace those old, dead shrubs, perennials, and trees, and I want you to do it with ProTurf. My friends at ProTurf, they take care of my yard. They can take care of yours as well. They have been a Twin Cities, Minnesota, family-owned company since 1982. The staff is amazing. The ownership is awesome. These are people you can trust, and we're talking about your yard. It matters. It matters. Fall is such a good time to do a project. The soil is cooler. The trees are going in right now. They're going to make it through the winter, no problem. But ProTurf is going to make sure you get taken care of. Now, they will do a project as simple as yanking out some overgrown stuff and putting in the new material. On top of it, they can do hardscape stuff until we get a hard freeze. So by hardscape, I'm talking about like those retaining walls. I'm talking pergola. I'm talking paver patio. Get the best. You want to see some of their work? Get to professionalturf.com, click on landscaping, and you can get a free estimate. So you go to free estimate right on the website. You can call too, but it's $550. You don't want to talk to anybody, do you? You're Dan Cook. You don't want to talk to a damn person. You don't have to. Click on the free estimate button, fill out the form, and off we go. Awesome people. Tell them you heard it on CCO. That's ProTurf.
Just added to Farm Aid 40, Kenny Chesney, plus Winona Judd and Steve Earle. Saturday, September 20th, Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Also featuring Willie Nelson and family, Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts, Sean Mellencamp, Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, Margot Price, Billy Strings, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Trampled by Turtles, and more. Farm Aid 40, a full day of music, homegrown food, and activities. On sale now at farmaid40.org and 1-800-YOU-GOPHER.
If you're planning on selling your home soon, you need to be in the know on the changes to the real estate market and our economy so that you can sell it for the most money possible. Hi, it's Vanita. With interest rate fluctuation, talks of a recession, you want to be fully informed. If you're thinking of selling your home, my good friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty, along with Paul Douglas, will be hosting another free 45-minute online seminar. Learn the 5 mistakes most homeowners make when trying to sell, how to properly market a home in a balancing market, and 5 things you can do right now to make the most money. 4 webinar times, Tuesday, October 7th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., Thursday, the 9th, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up today by going to thejohnschustergroup.com. Click the banner at the top of the page marked Home Seller Forum.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Amber Scholl of Scholl and Associates, American Family Insurance. West 94 still jammed up into Minneapolis as you come in from Highway 280. East 94 as you make way toward 35W. Had a crash working there. Looks like it's cleared. Still slow though as you come down from Highway 55. Protect what matters most with Amber Scholl of Scholl and Associates with American Family Insurance. From your home to your car to your dreams, Amber Scholl and her team are here to help you every step of the way. Call Amber Scholl today, 651-738-4811 to learn more, or visit amfam.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use, B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034, or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Tonight, scattered showers possible. Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Low of 68. Tomorrow, same deal. Watch for showers. High of 79. Right now, it is 79 on CCO.
Broadcasting from the dailyagenda.com studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO. Where do Minnesota insiders get their news in an informed way, analysis, and perspective that'll make you smarter at the water cooler? The dailyagenda.com.
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Save 15% with code word WCCO at checkout now at chefiq.com.
Temp of the Twins is, I'm going to say, still hot.
I mean, the offense sure is.
They came back from, down and out.
10-1.
And ended it 10-9.
Yeah.
We don't want them to win, so this was perfect. ABC just pulled Jimmy Kimmel off the air.
Indefinitely.
The FCC chair criticized comments he made about Charlie Kirk's killer on Monday. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. I have like 10 seconds. Jeff, you want to go? Go ahead. What have you had enough of?
Okay, I've had enough of this freedom of speech argument when it comes to just what you were talking about. Hate speech, Charlie Kirk, etc. You know,
you got it in. You got it in. Here comes Twins pregame.
New month, new flavors. Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. I'm talking about those Sleep Night gummies. I know you love them, and they even have a new and improved Sleep Night gummy. But here's a twist. They got some new flavors. So, better sleep and some yummy